Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Tonight what we're going to be doing is an evening kitchen cleaning routine. My kitchen is a disaster. It's very late at night. I'm very full, but I need to get this kitchen clean before I go to bed. So if you're looking for some kitchen cleaning motivation, come along with me and let's get to cleaning. Okay, so let's start with an overview of what my kitchen is looking like after we have had dinner. So you might notice in the clock on my stove that it is very late for an after dinner cleaning video. So firstly, my husband and I always tend to eat late, like anywhere between 8 and 9:30 at night. This is just simply due to his work schedule, and this night we did watch a bit of a movie before we decided to tackle the kitchen. Um, like I said in my intro, it was very late, I was very tired, not super motivated to do this, but we got to do the little things that are going to make our days easier. So introducing my hubby as my cameraman this evening. He was kind enough to film for me so that I didn't have to worry about moving the tripod around, searching for angles while tackling this kitchen clean. So that being said, this video is filmed in real time because of that. So you're gonna see that it really does only take me about 15 minutes maximum to get this kitchen nice and cleaned up. Sometimes I find that if you are dreading doing a task, timing them can be helpful in giving you some motivation. So, timing this out and then realizing that I was dreading it and it only took me 15 minutes just makes me feel a little bit better. And then the next time that I need to clean up my kitchen before going to bed, I can just tell myself, Caitlin, this is only going to take 15 minutes. Let's get it done. So you might be able to tell in my voice a little bit and by my outfit in this video, but I have had a bit of an off last few days being sick. This was the first day that I started to feel better, so I am in my cozies. I'm just taking the reins back here from my husband, who's been holding down the fort for us while I was down and out. So I'm getting started with unloading the dishwasher. This is not usually part of my evening routine. I usually do this in the morning, but like I said, I've been sick and Alex works outside the house, so we are just getting to this now. You may also notice that there are some dog toys on the floor and some food and water dishes. We don't have a dog. We are the first to volunteer when people need babysitters for their little pups. So this week we are taking care of my parents' dog, and that is why you are going to see some dog items in this video. On my countertop on the left there, you are also seeing my bright orange Dutch oven. So I do usually have that tucked away in a cupboard underneath my countertop, but I am keeping the pups' food and treats tucked away in that spot instead. So for this week, that Dutch oven is living on my countertop, and that's okay. It is clean, it's just sitting there until I get the dog food out of the spot where I normally keep it. And I think I should also talk to one more pup talking point here. Our little angel that we're watching is diabetic and she requires 2 shots of insulin each day. So there is a glass cup on my countertop that has used syringes in it. And then there's a box of needles on top of my microwave. So that is what those are there for. Okay, so on to the cleaning discussion. So once I have the dishwasher unloaded, I can then go ahead and reload it. Since it's just me and my husband here, we aren't always able to fill the dishwasher right up. Most of the time we do just fine, filling it pretty good, but tonight it's a little bit more on the empty side, probably just because I didn't eat as much throughout the day as I normally do when I'm healthy. But we do always run the dishwasher before bed, regardless of what's in it. Usually there is enough items in it that I don't feel guilty running the dishwasher, and if we can run the dishwasher at night, it's just less dishes to hand wash, which is always a win, and it gives us a fresh start for the next day. Because if I'm using like a blender to make protein shakes, and I usually run that through the dishwasher, but we don't run the dishwasher that night, then I just have to take it out of the dishwasher the next day to hand wash it. So I just like to have all of my dishes clean for the next day so that everything that I need is available. Since in this video I'm talking about the things that are on my countertop, I'm gonna explain to you why I have two microwaves. I have the one that's sitting on my countertop there, and then I do have the one that's above my stove. So my husband and I bought this house just over a year ago. It's February, and we moved in mid-January in 2025. When we moved in, the microwave above the stove worked for maybe a month and a half, and then it stopped working. So we didn't bother looking at getting it fixed because we already had this microwave on hand from the last place that we lived. And I don't love that microwave above the stove. So eventually I would like to pull it out of there and put a hood range in instead of having the microwave above the stove. I have another location that I'd like to move the microwave that's on the countertop, but we have to get some electrical put into the wall there. So I do plan on doing like a little bit of like home touch-ups and like small DIY home renovations, and I would like to share those with you as well. So if you're interested in seeing some of that, give me a comment down below, let me know, and I'm happy to film some of that. I've done a few projects so far, but we're just getting started because when we first moved into this house, we were busy planning the wedding. And now that the wedding is done, we can take all of that creative energy and put it into our home. So moving on to clearing the dish rack here. So today was a grocery shopping day, so I did do my produce prep earlier in the evening. So just my salad spinner and my strainer from washing all my produce was drying there. So if you did miss my last video and you are interested in getting into prepping your produce or just looking for some motivation and some tips, be sure to check out my last video. I did a full produce prep and fridge clean out and organize. So once all the dishes are clean and put away, my dishwasher has been loaded and it's running. I can now go ahead and wash up the items that I consider not to be dishwasher safe. There aren't too many this evening because I was able to fit my pots and pans into my dishwasher. I just love it when that happens. So I'm just giving everything a wash and then a rinse, and then I leave all of these items on my drying rack to dry overnight. There's just something about washing dishes versus drying dishes. Washing is where it's at for me. I do not like drying dishes. If I ever get the opportunity to choose if I'm washing or drying, my husband is kind enough to do the drying and I do the washing. But if I can fit everything onto my dish rack to just leave to dry overnight, that is the goal. So just having my dishes drying overnight is a-okay with me. When I unload the dishwasher in the morning, I will go ahead and clear the dish rack as well. Especially with those wooden cutting boards that you saw me wash, I prefer to have those air dry overnight so they aren't getting tucked into a cover while still holding water. There's just something about that that is screaming mold to me. So I like to have everything air dry. I think it's more sanitary, and then everything gets put away nice and dry in the morning. So once the dishes are clean, I go ahead and spray all of my countertop surfaces and my stovetop with my all-purpose cleaner. And then I'm gonna grab my cleaning cloth and start wiping everything down. So you're gonna see on my stove that there's quite a few like gunked on yuckiness. So you're gonna see me use a razor for that, and if you don't have one of these kitchen razors from Amazon and you just don't like scrubbing, I highly recommend getting one of these. It's a double-sided razor. One side is made of like a metal and then the other side is plastic. And I just love using this on my stovetop especially, but also on my countertops. Whenever I have anything that's stuck on and it requires any scrubbing, the razor just takes it off with such minimal effort. And as long as you keep the angle of the razor like relatively small, like you want to hold the razor like as parallel to the surface as possible, if that makes sense, and then you don't have to worry about any scratching. I've never had any issues, and I just have nothing but good things to say about this. It's amazing, and it comes with a whole bunch of extra blades so that you can replace the blades as you go. Mine probably needs to be replaced. I think it's getting rusty, but yeah, I just use the razor to scrape the gunk off there, and then I'm going to use my cloth to wipe the razor and just tuck that away, and then just look at how nicely everything wipes clean. So we got these salt and pepper shakers for Christmas, and when I first opened them, I was like, wow, these are very extra, and something else that I have to keep out on my countertop and plugged into the wall. And let me tell you, I am so glad. I regret saying anything negative about these. Having automatic salt and pepper shakers, I don't know. I never thought that they would make my life as easy as they do, but I am loving them and I highly recommend them. If you're thinking about trying them and you were judging them like me, give them a shot because I don't know, they're really easy to use and I'm really liking it. So now that my countertops are clean, I always like to get a nice fresh scent going in my diffuser just to get rid of like any of the food smells that are happening and give my kitchen a nice clean scent for the night. The last thing that I do is I always sweep my floors. So I don't know if it's the ex-restaurant employee in me, but I always wipe the crumbs from my countertop right onto my floor and then I just sweep them up. My floors do get pretty yucky throughout the day anyways, so sweeping up the kitchen daily just helps control crumbs and dirt and stuff spreading throughout my whole house. It's amazing the impact that it can have just like sweeping up the kitchen at night. I notice that the rest of my floors just stay a little bit cleaner, I guess because this is such a high traffic area. I do have some nights where I think about skipping this step, and every single time I sweep up, I see like the pile that I'm creating, and I think, oh my goodness, as if I was going to skip this. There's always more stuff on your floor than you think there is, especially like, I don't know, I guess I'm just a messy cook, but even if I'm not intentionally wiping my countertops onto my floor and like dumping my salt and pepper shakers onto the floor like I did in this video, the floors still get very yucky throughout the day. So I think it's worth it. It only takes a minute and it just keeps your house so much cleaner. So there you have it. My kitchen is good and clean and ready for the next day, so I can go to bed knowing that I'm waking up to a clean kitchen and not a big chore to start my day with. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you got the motivation that you were looking for to get your kitchens nice and clean before you go to bed. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up for me. Leave your questions and comments down below and I'll be happy to answer them. If you like my content and you want to see more videos just like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel and have those notifications turned on so that you can see when I post my next video. Have a wonderful night. Bye for now. If you want to come along with me, let's get our kitchens clean so that we can go to bed with a fresh start in mind. I don't know. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel.
Hi everybody, it's Caitlin's channel. I'm your husband Alex. This is some motivation to get your kitchen clean. That way you'll have a great sleep tonight. Cha-ching, cha-ching, it's late.